Well, welcome everyone back to another edition of the Velvet Lounge, and I'm doing this video on some of the items that we sold on eBay recently. We also have quite a lot going on. I know I talked to you guys about our new eBay room, which I'm in right now, but there's still, oh my God, so much more to do. What's really cool is you should go through your inventory. I'm going to say every 6 months. I know some people would say 6 months, like that seems really often. But if you think about it, if you do it before Q4, and if you do it before, I would say like in the middle of the summer when a lot of people are out tag sailing, flea marketing, antiquing, going to the beach, going to their family's house, going on vacation, whatever it is they're doing. Whereas they're not sitting at home shopping on the computer as much. That's another good time to go through. And I mean your entire inventory, like every box, every bin, every book, everything. Because you will find that there are things that you could put into junk lots, and you will find that there are definitely things that you maybe forgot about, especially if you're selling like clothing. Hopefully you know exactly what's in your inventory, because I mean clothes are clothes, but if you're selling antiques, uniques, collectibles, one-off type things, those are the things that sometimes, they're packed neatly in a box, in a corner, in a closet. But you may not, remember exactly every single iota of every single thing that you have. And it kind of makes no sense to catalog these things because you may never find them again, and you will never find like 22 or 12 of them, like a shirt or a pair of pants or something. So it's just a suggestion. I know that when we moved our stuff from one room to another room, I was like, oh my God, there are so many cool things that we have to sell that I just didn't think about. So, and I didn't remember I had them because they were neatly packed in tissue paper in a box. So anyway, that's, an update on our move that we're doing. Everything is coming together. The guys are making progress on the other parts of remodeling the house. We're not like moving from one room to another is not really a remodel. It's just a room that we had that we weren't using. We actually have a couple of those. And I moved from a smaller room to a room that's a little bit bigger. That's really, and also just the logistics, like the placement of things, is easier in this room. So really that's all this move is about. But anyway, on to the reason why you may be here. So, we sold some pretty interesting things. And of course, I'm just showing you, like, I'm going to say maybe 5 or 6 things. Maybe, is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7? And yes, we've sold other items, whether they be for more money, less money, whatever. I just picked these because I thought they were interesting. So let's start with this one. This is actually a rare medical bottle, and honestly I think that this didn't sell for as much because I was listing a bunch of things at one time, and I probably should have did more research, but that happens, and I'm okay with, what it is. When I got this bottle, it was in a lot of maybe 20 to 30 other bottles, and all the others, except for maybe 8 or 9, have been sold over time through private sales. And this is one that I was saving to sell online because I thought I could sell it for more. So it's a triangle shaped bottle, and the stopper, and my pointer today is an antique oriental pierced fan. I'll show you some of the piercings in it, because I know I always use some weird freaky thing as my pointer. so you can see those are the piercings. It's old, it has a little bit of damage. I'm keeping this one just to use myself, so whatever. But anyway, the stopper, which is up here, is actually made of glass as well. And what they would have done is they would have put wax over it to hold it inside of the bottle. That is an air bubble that you see in the glass. For antique glass lovers, there's several air bubbles. I love seeing that. And plus, it's a blue-green color with emphasis a little bit more on the aqua blue. And that sold for $29.99, $8.95 for shipping. And I shipped it, I think for like $4 and some change, first class. And also, this is one, when I bought that lot of bottles, they actually came from a flea market. And this lady was going out of business forever, and she sold me the entire lot of bottles for $5. This is a 1981 Chris Heilman Joyce Rossler lava art glass vase, and it really is something that was museum quality. Chris himself, as well as Joyce, but mostly Chris, has had, I don't even know how many times his work has been shown through a variety of museums, but it has been shown a lot. Like, you can look his name up, you can look him up through Wiki, or just put it in a Google search. And so when I got this was actually from a project that we were invited to participate in. And it was in a cabinet in the back along with some other art glass items. And I really didn't think anything was special about it, but I was like, you know what? We always take the art glass, we do research, we'll see what we do with it. It's fine. And it turned out to be something that was special that sold for $649.99. And the shipping I charged was, and handling was $32.95, and I sent it priority mail. And I don't remember what I paid, but it was definitely less than probably half of the $32. A lot of it was handling, because my time has value, and because, you know, we had to be extra careful with shipping that, even though the glass was thick. Next, I just put this one in there to show people that cameras still sell, because a lot of people don't believe that you can sell a camera, a digital camera, because everyone has, I mean, not everyone, but I'd say 85% of the world has a really decent camera on their phone. Like, you don't need to go out necessarily and buy a digital camera, but they do sell, other types of cameras sell as well, but you do have to be careful about what you select, because a lot of it doesn't sell. So we've actually sold cameras as props to movie houses, private buyers, people who have photo studios, whatever. This one, the person, of course, was actually buying it to use and to replace one that they had lost. So I thought that was pretty cool, and that sold for $20.39. I did, which I rarely use, but I actually used the markdown manager, or the sale. I created the sale using it, and originally it was listed for $23.99. And I took 15% off, and the shipping was $5.95, and I think it was like $3 and something, $4 and something, because the weight. Next, we have something that is super cool, super cute. They're not 100% uncommon. If you look them up in the solds, you should see some of these have sold, but a lot of people who sometimes list these don't realize who the maker was, and that was a key to getting $46.55 for this. This is something that we had from a project that we did, I want to say like 2.5, 3 years ago. And in that project, that's the one where it was like the lottery winning pick, or one of our probably top 3 lottery winning picks for sure. and it is a W&H Company Victorian watch fob, and inside this actually opens and there's a space inside for photographs. So, and for and they're tiny, like I think it's less than an inch. So inside that case on each side, you can actually put a photograph, and this little door swings back, and then the other side is similar. So, you know, that was super cool. And this is a close-up of the, I think it's a lute that's on the front of it. And there's another shot. And, for that project, we were actually paid, so it was really bizarre. They paid us really handsomely to go in and remove things, and we hired a couple contractors who actually did the clean out work, and we just did recovery of everything. And we had so much that I want to say for maybe 2 years, you know, we could have never picked anything again. But of course, we like to keep our inventory new and fresh, and we also don't want to miss out on treasure, so we're continuously looking. So that is something to be, and the thing that also made this a little more valuable is the actual chain that's attached. This is the original chain, and obviously having the fob. And people who were rich, gentlemen, etc., would have carried those in the Victorian era. This is an Inari. Most people who sell antiques, vintage, collectibles, etc., they know about Inari. Inari made a lot of things. They're really known, and they're an Italian company. They're really known for making music boxes of every shape, form, size, but serious music boxes. So they don't really, you know, they make, so they're not going to make like a Tigger, for example, or Winnie the Pooh music box. They make things that are more artistic. And they, at one point, and I think this was to compete with the Hummels that people were collecting in the 50s, 60s, 70s, they came out with this line of figurines. And this is one of them. The cool thing is they're numbered. So this is a pretty high number. She was number 1390 out of 4,000. So she was at the end of the line, 10 away from the end of the line. And this sold for $43 even. So it also goes to show you that you do not have, like, people are not picking up figurines, china, stuff like that. Thank you. Please don't do it, because I will. And from this tiny, maybe 2.5, 3-inch figurine, $43 with $6.95 shipping and handling, which I believe I ship first class. You can't beat that. So if you do that several times over, you're pretty good. Hello. Al is getting ready for work. And we were talking about the rooms, ironically. And I made, one of the things I did when I moved things over, which he's really happy about, is I made sure there was room to grow. So we have bins that are not completely full. We have empty bins, shelves, whatever, so that as we add more, and hopefully many things go out of the door, we have room to grow. So back to why you're all here. So this is so the reason I added this to the mix, I sell a lot of jewelry, is because there was an error, and I don't know if you can see the error in this listing. And the error is in the title. And so those are my two clues. And I will tell you what my error was. My error was that I described this as an Art Deco brooch, when indeed it's actually an Art Nouveau design. So Art Nouveau was much more curvilinear. It was sexy because of the swirls and the curls, and they had a lot of nudes that were done then, that type of thing. And I think to me it was a time, part of a time for certain people anyway, where they were definitely letting their hair down. Art Deco is more hard lined. So if this was truly Art Deco, it would probably be more circular in design, square, rectangle, triangle, anything that had an angle or was circular. And the clasp on it is partially what gives away the age on certain pieces of costume jewelry. This one just has like I'm going to call it a claw or finger that curves over, and then you take the long pin and tuck it underneath. And you can see it has like this tiny little lip down below so that it doesn't come off. Of course, it was marked sterling, which you can barely see in this video, but right here, and of that era and decade, everything was marked. So that's not true. Sorry. Not everything was marked. So sometimes jewelry from that era, you need to test it to make sure you're not selling something as costume when indeed it's pure silver, gold, or platinum. Platinum was used a lot more back then than people realized. And my dog is stuck under the table because she's being extra greedy, which is really funny because I gave her a biscuit. But this was part of, I have a video where we show you a haul that we had where there was literally at the end of the day when we counted it all, I think we had like 100 and some odd pieces of sterling. We had some gold. We had one piece of platinum. We had some coins, some bill, like paper money, etc. This was part of that particular haul that we did. That was from a project that we were invited to. And all of that cost us nothing. The home actually was demolished. So next, last but not least, we have nothing. And that was a total mistake. I actually thought something was there. But anyway, that's the end of the video. We are going to, we've actually started getting back into the swing of things. We're off our vacations. Like I said before, our daughter has been moved into her law school. Our other eBay store, it's not really a store because I don't know. I don't consider it a store because I really don't treat it like a store, but it is. We've been listing a lot of like general, and I do mean general, brand new in the packet, stuff like that, merchandise. This particular store we are going to be adding a lot more listings to. And honestly, as we do sometimes, we will add, for example, the Kodak Easy Share camera is not an antique or vintage item, but we will add more items like that just to build up the store so that a variety of people come and visit this particular store that focuses mostly on antiques and collectibles and unique items. So, if you go out there and visit the store, because I'm sure many of you have seen our seller name on some of these channels, if not on today's, you'll start seeing like more of that happening to this particular store. And also remember, it's, for us, we technically start Q4 in the beginning of September. This year we are definitely like 3.5 weeks behind because of all the other things that have been happening, which are good and exciting. But now it's time to really concentrate on, just doing this now that, it's time to really sell. Like the holiday season comes once a year. And remember, you are competing with, stores such as Walmart and Amazon and Target, Macy's, etc., as well as your own competitors that are resellers as well. And something, just a last tidbit I saw recently is in my news feed on Facebook. I saw that Walmart is actually dabbling in a few areas that I never thought they would dabble, but hey, it's a free world. One is they actually have several lines of the same type of higher brand fashions that you would find in a department store such as Macy's. They're actually selling themselves. So you can actually find like genuine Chanel and other makers there. Also, I noticed that they're doing, some things with really creative looking pieces that you would find somewhere, such as Pier 1 is the best description I have. That might be something people recognize countrywide. Or if you're an artisan, they're selling several artisan type items on their site. Everything from lamps to glassware to, furniture. I thought that was really, really, really interesting. And as far as the high fashion that they're selling, they don't have tons of it, but they definitely have plenty of it. And they have a definite variety of makers. So if you are looking for a discount on designer clothes or designer accessories, shoes, whatever, unfortunately for, other stores such as Macy's, etc., which will have to bring their prices down, now Walmart is, stepping into that arena. And thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe, share our videos. Also, if you could please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below in regards to, any suggestions, things you would like to see in the future. If you found anything helpful, if you have any helpful tidbits, we always like to learn. And please have a great rest of your day. And hopefully you find that special treasure, or hopefully that honey hole out there. Take care.